Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So yes, I was at the event today for the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 and I'm impressed to say the least. Samsung though, they're sticking to what they do best, which is to give you a nicer version of some other phones that you're already familiar with. So with that being said, I'm talking about the S8 Plus. Now the Galaxy Note 8 is a slightly bigger version and it's squared off. If you're going to compare these two, think about a Galaxy S8 Plus with squared edges and then pretty much just a 6.3-inch display. It's actually pretty nice, but the great part about the phone is the new features that it has. And playing around with it, the dual optical image stabilization, that's a pretty good one. But you know, in the video, if you saw the keynote, they compared it next to an old phone, a phone that, you know, other phones are already kind of beating out. So I don't know what the motive was behind that, but you know, it's going to happen. Samsung's going to go back and forth with Apple. This is just how it is. I said that in another video. They're going to take turns trading shots. But this is the good thing about competition. We all get to do our own thing and pick what we want to pick. And so the dual cameras, they always say that they upgraded the S Pen. And, you know, the overall design, it's a little bit different in design. They obviously have new colors. Unfortunately, most of the colors that we want, the gold is not coming here and the blue is not coming here. I think it's actually the orchid gray and the black, according to the Samsung rep that I spoke to. But to give it a fair shake, you know, you do have the S Pen, you do have waterproofing, you do have everything that you want in a Samsung device. You get new hardware. You know, and again, I said it in a live stream, they kind of played it safe with the 64 gigs, but the price tag is not officially released yet. But I'm seeing some price tags out there that are pretty steep. So officially a 6.3-inch Quad HD display, 6 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 835, or an 8895 Exynos, 12 megapixel camera on the back, a 3300 milliamp hour battery. And that's the gist of it. I mean, you do have a Quad HD Super AMOLED display, but the camera tech is really nice. It's a 1.7 aperture, but there are other phones out there with 1.7 aperture cameras. So this is something that, I mean, but we all know that camera is going to be really nice. Let's not play games here. The camera on the phone is going to be really nice, and I played with it already, so I know how nice it is. But after that, what are we really getting? We got an 8 megapixel on the front that also does 2K. It does 1440. Would have loved to have seen 4K recording on the front, but I guess I'll get that from the iPhone once that actually comes out. So other than that, I mean, I think that this is going to be a nice seller, regardless if the price is really expensive. This isn't something that we knew wasn't going to happen. We knew that Samsung would produce this really expensive device. And that's just what it is. We should have known this to begin with. So keep that in mind when you're getting ready to pick up this device. It's going to run a lot of people well over $1,000 with tax. So some unofficial pricing is $930 on T-Mobile, $950 on AT&T, and $960 on Verizon. Nothing for Sprint at the moment. But you know, it's got Type-C. Somebody asked, did it have Bluetooth 5.0? Yes, it does have Bluetooth 5.0. But my first impressions of the phone from seeing it with my own eyes and playing with it, it's very familiar. If you can use the Galaxy S8 Plus, if you can use the Galaxy S7, you can use the Galaxy Note. It's just a matter of, do you want to pay for the higher hardware? It is HDR10 compliant. That might be something that people might not be talking about, but it does have Grace UX UI. That's the new label for it now. Grace UX, that's it. And it's it says 3D touch on the home button only, but you know, that Super AMOLED display is beautiful. But I mean, you know, it's a very familiar phone. I mean, it weighs 195 grams. This is a tall phone. I mean, it's 8.6 millimeters in thickness, and that's not really big. It's very manageable because it is very thin and narrow. But with that, you know, it's familiar. I don't know of another way to tell you about the phone without having you here with me to play with it. So it's a good phone. You know, I don't know how well it's going to do. Some people are asking me, is it worth it? I can't tell you if it's worth it or not. I don't know. I can't tell you to decide whether or not it's worth it or not, but you have to be the deciding factor for that. So if you think it's worth it, I need you to grab it. If you don't think it's worth it, don't grab it. You know, just let it ride and wait for the V30 or wait for the iPhone 8, because we know that those phones are going to actually be coming out very soon. The V30 is going to have an announcement in just about 6 days or 7 days from now, and the iPhone launch will be within the next 30 days or so. So the phone officially is going on pre-order tonight at 12 a.m., probably depending on what your carrier is. And you do get a free 360 camera when you pre-order through T-Mobile, I believe. So I know Samsung will have something directly. I'm not ordering any carrier versions. I'm going to go directly through Samsung's website. So seeing as though the blue is not going to be available and the gold is not going to be available, I'm probably just going to go with the basic black. I mean, and that's unfortunate because in person, the orchid gray, under that lighting, it looked like some pale color. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't look as appealing as I wanted it to look. So over video, I saw when I had it in person, it just didn't look really good in person after I played with it for a while. On video, initially, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. But after playing with it and looking at it over a little bit, the blue was definitely one of my favorite colors. And I know how Samsung might do. They might go ahead and bring out the two colors, the orchid gray and the black, and then 3 months later, boom, here comes the other colors. That will be unfortunate, but I foresee that probably happening. So it's just my first impressions of the Galaxy Note 8. Still in New York. I'm getting ready to actually go to the Samsung after party. But it's not really an after party. It's just like where they gather up and chat, you know, and people who drink can drink, and I'm going to be snacking and drinking a ginger ale or something. I don't know. But it's kind of a meet and greet. You shake hands with a lot of the other YouTubers and influencers there, and that's what it is. But my first impressions of the Note, it's really expensive. If you're going to ask me if it's worth it, I can't tell you if it's worth it or not. That's up for you to decide. And then also, is it good? Yeah, some people are, is it good? Is it an upgrade from the S8 Plus? I'm going to tell you, if you have the S8 Plus, and if you don't use the S Pen, and you're happy with the cameras on the S8 Plus, the Note's cameras they do appear to be a little bit better, because it's got that live shot. But I wonder, and also, the Note 8 has that wide-angle camera on the rear. That is, now they're giving LG the business. I remember saying in another video, I wish Samsung would come with a wide-angle camera. And finally, it's official. They have a wide-angle camera. And the wide-angle camera is actually a 2.4 aperture, I believe. Yeah, the wide-angle camera is a 2.4 aperture, and the 12 megapixel, the main 12 megapixel, is actually 1.7. So this is something to be desired. I mean, a wide-angle camera. Oh, and then they've got this live photo thing going on where you can do the lens blur. These things aren't new. We know this, and other phones have already been doing it. But when it comes to the Note line, the Note is their premium line. And I remember saying in another video that Samsung has to price it higher than the Galaxy S8 Plus. I walked down to Starbucks. They priced it higher. Now, those are unofficial prices that I gave. I mean, again, I don't know if the official price is $930. $930, $950, and $960. I don't know. But I do know pre-orders starts on the 21st, which is probably going to be midnight. They're going to do it like midnight. That's what they do. So I'm kind of hoping that we do get a good deal on it, you know. And I know I'm reaching, but I'm hoping that we do get some kind of good deal, especially owners who bought the Note 7. I still haven't seen any kind of special compensation or anything like that for previous Note owners. They just said that they're deeply humbled, you know, and all this kind of stuff. But bring that price down, because it's $1,000 phone, more than $1,000 for a lot of us, because with taxes, it takes it well over $1,000 for me. And I'm not buying the carrier version; I'm buying the unlocked version. So it's just one of those things, man. You got to suck it up and deal with it, you know, or move on. And you know, the V30 probably would be priced about $790. If the Note is over $900 for all the variants, the V30 is definitely going to be about $800. And the V30 has a smaller footprint. It has a smaller screen. It has a 6-inch display, but it has a smaller footprint with that 6-inch display. Because you know what, LG's doing that big screen, small body, and I think the V30 is going to be a killer. Also, the Essential phone is out, but I don't think it's a competitor for the Note. It's a completely different line of phone. But the iPhone 8, before you make any purchases, I would say let the next month and a half go by, and that shouldn't be hard for you. I mean, if you're just looking to throw some money into a phone, give me the money and I'll ship you one of these Moto E4 Pluses and Moto E4. But the Note 8 is impressive, and I think I had a lot of fun at the event. And again, I'll give you continuous coverage throughout the week. I will be here until Friday, so yes, I'm chatting with some of your favorite YouTubers. I've posted, if you haven't followed me on Twitter or Instagram, it's Mr. J.O. Williams, and obviously you can follow me on Google+. But some of your favorite YouTubers are here, and I can tell you, MKBHD is a really nice guy in person. That was my first time meeting him. He chatted it up. We chopped it up for me. I posted some photos on social media. You all know Andrew, and you all know Kevin the Tech Ninja. These guys are all cool. They're people that you already know. I chopped it up with Joshua Gara from Android Authority. There's just a lot of people that I talked to while I was here at that first event. And a lot of these guys are going to be in IFA in Berlin. They were like, "You coming to?" Joshua was like, "You coming to Berlin? You coming to IFA?" I was like, I told him, I said, the joys of you working for a company, you get to do that. When you're paying for it yourself, you can't do that. You can't just jump up and go to Berlin. But shout out to Joshua Gara from Android Authority. Yeah, he's a nice guy too, man. Really nice. All of these guys that I talked to was really nice. I didn't think they would be a certain way because I've actually seen them at other events, but everybody was recording, and so you don't want to bother a person while they're recording. But here, it was kind of a little bit more laid back. Everybody knocked out their recordings, and then they started chatting. So Super Sav TV was there. Everybody was there. You know, just think about all your favorite YouTubers. They were there. Somebody asked me, was Mr. Mobile, Michael Fisher there? Yeah, he was there. He was all rolling around. Erica Griffin, all these people that you named off, they were all there. I posted photos of them online on social media with either with me or they were standing next to me filming or talking or something like that. So that wasn't going to look like a fan run over, "Hey man, can I?" No, it's not that deep. But anyway, the Note 8 is here, and I would give the advice of people asking me, should you upgrade and all that? I would say just give it some thought and wait for everything to come out, and then make your choice. So it's your man, Jay Will, man. Just a quick conversation, discussion video for you while I'm at the hotel. I'm going to go to this event. It's actually starting in 5 minutes. So I will see you guys in the next video. The camera that I've been using for this event, like this video, the lighting isn't that great, but this footage is probably still coming out really good. This is the front camera of the Moto Z2 Play. And then all the rear camera footage that I did, this entire event was for August 23rd, is being filmed and recorded, everything with the Moto Z2 Play. So someone asked that in another video, and there you have it. That's your answer. I say that in another video that you haven't seen yet, but Moto Z2 Play is a boss. Front and rear cameras are great. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and stay tuned for more as I try to end this as a one-take Jake and hit it straight to YouTube. No filters, no edits. See you in the next one, guys.